All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another live stream. Post-mortem. That's what it is. Post the embarrassing defeat against Arsenal at the Emirates, 5-0. 5-0 defeat. Being treated like an absolute nobody. Arsenal treated us like the way they would treat Sheffield United, the way they would treat Burnley, the way they would treat, any mid to bottom level team. That's how they've treated us. In all honesty, they probably could have scored 10. They could have scored 10. They probably just took it a little bit easy on us. And now we are at a situation much like many times already this season, but I think now it's beyond disbelief now. It's actually beyond disbelief. Now it's come to a situation, we as a fan base, we must talk and send a message out to the owners. It's come to the point. Whether that means it's a protest, this, that, the other, I don't know. But I think us as a fan base, whatever platforms we have, whatever, social media accounts that we have to interact in a community, I think we need to send a message out to the owners that this is not acceptable. 2 seasons in a row. Like, you can understand if it was just a one-off season. 2 seasons in a row. Potentially, it could be a third because it doesn't look like it's going to change. There are so many things that are flawed, that's flawed with this model, so-called model of Chelsea owners. There's so many things flawed. They need to wake up and understand this. This whole idea that buy all of these young players, develop them together, they're going to grow together, and they're going to turn out to be a beautiful flower one day. This is not realistic. Not at a top club. Is this a truth bomb, Mizia? 100% it is. 100% this is a truth bomb. This entire model of young players, low wages, low transfer fee, this is a model of a mediocre, mid-table to a lower table team. You cannot run like this. Some people will say, "Oh, but Liverpool run like that." No. Don't get caught up. Liverpool have a structure. Liverpool pay good players good money. There is a pyramid. You may come into the football club at a base level wage and then you work yourself up. Maybe similar thing could be done at Chelsea Football Club, of course. But the one thing that they haven't done is they haven't just saturated the team with young players. They've been shrewd with their purchases. We need to now send out a message to the owners that, look, scrap your youth policy. Scrap all of that. Every other day buying the next Brazilian wonder kid, scrap that. You've bought enough. You've got a lot of young players and many of them are flopping. Many of them are disgustingly poor. So you're going to start incurring losses on some of these so-called assets that they're not going to be the players that you think they're going to be. In fact, some of them I don't even think should be deemed as a footballer. For instance, Mikel Mudryk. What a waste of money. And that's just one name out there. There's plenty. I'm not going to name players today. We can talk about the players down the track. So scrap this dumb model of young players. It's time to bring in some quality players. Not saying go out there and just throw money left, right, and center and just buy any other like top. No, be shrewd as well. Be shrewd, but by experience. And by experience, I don't necessarily mean they have to be old. They need to be individuals that have played at the top level for a good amount of time. Not players that have only played a handful of games in the top level. So that's one thing. Number two, these idiotic, and we're going to come back. We're going to come back to the structure as well, youth, wages, and all of that. We're going to come back to that. Number two, get rid of this idiotic sporting directors. You don't run big clubs with Mickey Mouse sporting directors. There's got to be proper top dogs, sharks in the industry. Why did you buy Chelsea Football Club? Like, honestly, a question to the owners, why? What was your ambition in buying Chelsea Football Club? Why did you buy it? You didn't buy it to run it like Brighton. Of course not, right? Surely not. Even though everything kind of looks like you probably bought it to run it like Brighton or run it like, Dortmund and your Leipzigs and your Ajaxes. It kind of looks like that's, but surely you're a fool if that's, you should have just bought one of those clubs then. You don't buy Chelsea to run it like Brighton. You buy Chelsea to compete in the top echelons of European football. Why are you turning Chelsea into that model? Just buy that model. So clearly you bought Chelsea hoping that you're gonna make this Chelsea an even bigger brand, a huge global brand. Right now, I'm telling you, no one wants to be associated with this brand, 2 seasons, this is not a joke. 1 season, this was your season to come back. And you've monumentally screwed up again. Worst part is, you're left with all of these mediocre personnel from players to manager to sporting directors all over the gaff. So, rectify the situation. You don't need all of these personnels every other day. I hear there's another analyst position that's opened up at Chelsea Football Club. There's another recruiter that we're getting at Chelsea Football Club. There's another mentality monster that we're getting at Chelsea Football Club. Yet another sporting director we're getting at Chelsea Football Club. You don't need to have so many people. Get one proper, absolute shark of the industry to come in and overlook and let them decide what's needed. I don't know if, honestly, I don't know any other football clubs that have two sporting directors. What's the function for 2 sporting directors? What is the function of Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart? Like, are they doing 2 different jobs? Does anyone know this? What is the function of having 2 different sporting directors? Is Lawrence Stewart doing something totally different to Paul Winstanley? What's the case here? And don't tell me, one's been bought for the multi-club model. We don't have yet a full expansion of multi-club. There's only one more club that we have, that's Strasbourg, and we're kind of screwing that up as well to a certain degree. Okay, recently the results have been okay, but overall, it's not been good. So get rid of these 2 numpties. They are only good for those level of clubs, Brighton and Monaco. They are very much well accustomed to that environment. They understand how to keep those clubs punching above the weight, finding gems, and then, you know, scamming clubs to buy their players. Some good players, some you're gonna get scammed. But you don't do that at Chelsea. You don't find gems to then sell off at Chelsea. You just don't do that. I'm sorry. We don't have the time. We don't have the time to find gems and then develop them and then perhaps sell them off. We don't have the time. We don't have the time to do multiple of these. I could understand if we had a team full of well experienced, well rounded players, and then you got one or two gems here and there, max two. Okay, fine, three at max. Generally, big clubs, they'll have the one prodigy that they're working on. They're not generally working on 2, 3, 4. Certainly not a squad full of prodigies. So get rid of these two numpties. Get one proper person to overlook everything and let them hire who they want to hire. Then get yourself a serious manager. Honestly, this model needs to change. I'm sorry. If we continue this manner next season, we are going to be here again. I kid you not. Because the rest of the Premier League, it's not. This league is not a joke, man. This league is dangerous. The Premier League have got some potent teams. I know in Europe they're getting knocked out. No problems. That just shows how low our level is. If we were to make it into Europe, we're going to get done. We're going to get royally pumped up the backside. There are quality managers all over the Premier League. And we have a manager. We have a manager that is against any tactical instructions. Basics, the bare bottom basics. High line, press from the front, and the rest is up to you. The rest is you do what you want to do. But I want the basics. The basics are, I want a high line, and I want you to press from the front. The rest, you cook it up. I leave it for you. You guys are footballers. You should figure out how to score a goal, and you should figure out how to defend. Rejabak, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. How will these owners make a profit on assets declining in value? Depreciation is real. The owners got it wrong. Just admit it and make changes. 100%. It's no time to be egotistic anymore. I'm sorry, it's not. No time to be egotistic. It's time to accept that errors have been made. Let's try and rectify it. It's time to be humble. It's time to actually put your hand up and go, do you know what? I didn't understand this industry. It can happen. It's okay. It can happen. Mistakes can happen. But what do you do when you realize you've made a mistake? First of all, is the realization. Do you realize you've made a mistake? First of all, is the realization. First, you must admit. In order to rectify all of this, you must admit you've made a mistake. Because if you don't admit, then I'm sorry, we're screwed. The first process of rectifying all of this is you must come out publicly and level with the fans and actually admit you've made a mistake. Because that will show and that will perhaps connect the dots together with the fans that you're looking to now remediate. You're looking to now rectify. Admittance is number one. Number two, start sorting it out. Now that you've admitted it, now start sorting it out. We understand you're American owners. You don't know too much about the Premier League. You don't know too much about the European football. You thought you did. You thought it was all very, very stock standard. Managers, who cares? Like, you didn't pay too much attention to the managers. You thought managers are just a puppet. You get the best talents all across the world, young talents all, and put them together in a blender, mix it up, turn the blender on, voila, beautiful shake. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Get the best individuals in each department and let them run the show. Meanwhile, you learn. Meanwhile, you as owners learn. You got 10 years, you're 2 years gone, 8 more years to go. Learn the industry. What's happening now is you're too arrogant to learn about the industry. You're too arrogant. You think you know it all. You think because you've run successful businesses, you've run successful, sporting organizations in America, that you think, yeah, we know it all. We know it all. Typical behaviors of American businessmen. Typical. You think you know it all. You don't. You don't, man. You don't. Be humble. Look at the way this season, look how flawed our entire structure has been. We put together the sporting directors, randomly getting people from Brighton and Monaco, putting them together. We even had Christopher Vivell, who then left. He probably realized what the F is going on. He took off. So you then got these two together, and before you even decided on a manager, you started assembling the team. You started assembling the team, and you just started to assemble random players, young players. You actually had no idea of how you want to execute your footballing philosophy for the upcoming season and seasons to come. You ran it, random picks. Nicholas Jackson from here, Enzo from there, Caicedo from here, Madueke from there, Desasi from here, Badiashile, like just random selections. You actually did not even sit down before even going into the market with your two hands, all nice and oily hands, going into the market and squabbling for players. You should have thought about, okay, how do I want to play my football at Chelsea Football Club? How do I want to do things here? Do I want to play a possession-based football? Do I want to play a rock and roll style of football? Do I want to play a counter-attacking football? Do I want to play a defensive style of football? Do I want to build up defensively a couple of seasons, then sort of transition into more attacking phase of football? You did not think of any of this. You randomly selected all these players and then you put them together. Then, once you got all the players together, then you started searching for a manager. Okay, no problems. No problems. You assemble the team. You don't know what you've assembled. You just assembled a whole bunch of young, data-driven analysis. Based on data-driven analysis, you've bought all of these players. And now you're looking for a manager. And then what do? You don't look for a manager that's probably suited for the assets that you have, because that would have been the most logical thing to do. You look at your squad predominantly that, okay, these are the type of players I have. We go to the market for managers for a certain trait that matches with the strengths of your squad. You don't get a manager that's going to amplify the flaws of the squad. You get a manager that's going to be able to amplify the strengths of the squad. You go through rigorous interview process. Like you literally did interviews for, like, I think nearly 2 months. You go through a rigorous interview process, and somehow you thought Maurizio Pochettino was the right person for this squad. When clearly Pochettino, from his background, what he did in Southampton, what he did at Spurs, and what he probably wanted to do at PSG, but he failed, is he needs runners. He needs physical specimens. He needs physicality. He needs blockbuster pace and power. PYS tweet. Calm down, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get to PYS tweet. Calm down. Calm yourself down. We're not going to, all of a sudden, by looking at a PYS tweet, just rectify our season. Calm down. PYS tweet can wait. Can wait. Unless the tweet is about the manager being sacked or the directors being sacked, don't PYS tweet me. Okay? Concentrate. This is our issue. As a fan base, we cannot concentrate. We are more interested about PYS tweet. Concentrate. So, you get a manager like Pochettino. A manager like Pochettino who more than 50% of the squad that we have is a mismatch for this manager. You went and bought Enzo Fernandez for 100+ million. Do you understand the stupidity of this organization? Do you understand the stupidity of this institution? These owners who Baghdad Iqbali went to Benfica and wanted to go one-on-one with the great one, Rui Costa. He wanted to go one-on-one with the great one, Rui Costa. He wanted to fight Rui Costa for Enzo Fernandez, only to then bring in Pochettino as his manager. Do you understand how dumb crap that is? You want to bring in Levi Colwell, who's far more better playing out from the back, but you want a manager that don't want to concentrate on build-up. Do you know how much of a mismatch this is? Why did you do that? Why? Is your sole reason for bringing in Pochettino just because we got young players and we have seen the history books that Pochettino is very good with young players? Is that it? That was it? It took you 2 months to select Pochettino just so that you get a manager that is good with the kids? It took you 2 months to find someone. Just because Pochettino's got history of building young players from Spurs, this, that, the other. Are you mad? You assembled a team to just purely do this, just assemble a young just develop a young team. Sorry, Miss, I disagree. Getting Enzo is one of the good things they did. That part is good, but getting a batch running instructor for him is crime. No. So you've misunderstood me, Shubra. What I'm trying to say is that you get a player like Enzo where you've absolutely, done your level best. You almost wanted to go on a fight with Rui Costa. You bring a baller like Enzo Fernandez only to then bring a Pochettino. That's what I'm saying. Why did you do that? Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't bring in Enzo to then have Pochettino to be the manager. It shows you've not done any level of homework. That's what I'm trying to say. And okay, now that you've brought in Pochettino, okay, now that let's just have a look that you've made mistakes. You've made mistakes all throughout. You've been making mistakes all throughout. No problem. Now that you've brought in Pochettino, then why didn't you bring in more players that he requires in the January transfer window? Why did you ignore the January transfer window like that? You can clearly see this manager is incapable of getting the best out of this squad because he don't want these players. Mudryk, another fine example. You brought in Mudryk for what? You had no idea. You just thought, let's bring in Mudryk. It doesn't matter who the manager is. They'll get the best out of Mudryk. No, you stupid clowns. Clear lake, clear fools. Clear fools. That's what you are, clear fools. No problems. You brought in Pochettino. No problems. You brought in Pochettino. By December last year and by January this year, you should have realized, wait a minute, for us to give this manager the objectives that we want to give for him to achieve, we need to give him the players he needs. He can't be doing it with the players that, because this manager is not all of a sudden going to go from high line, high pressing to tiki-taka, possession-based, Sarri style of football. No, he ain't going to do that. He ain't going to do that. So why didn't you bring his type of players in January? And why didn't you just get rid of the ones that don't belong? And if you didn't want to bring his type of players because you didn't believe in him, then why did you keep persisting with him? Why did you keep him? Why didn't you just pull the plug and go, do you know what? We made a mistake in getting this manager. This manager is a mismatch with this squad. Let's go out there and get a manager that actually fits the squad. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. What you did was, you know that emoji? That emoji that we have on our phone? You did this. That's what you did. You didn't go this way. You didn't go that way. You just went. So here we are. Getting slapped by Arsenal 5-0. I wish, honestly, in the watch along, I wish they scored more because we deserved it. I wish they scored 7, 8, 9, 10. We deserved it. It would have been good so that these owners can really see the true reflection of their project. So the project can come back smack in their face and they realize that how dumb they've been all throughout. This is why I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, we as a fan base, we need to send a message to the owners. Reja Park, thank you so much for the super chat. Owners bought attitude and mids, not ball players. We as a fan base, we need to send message to the owners that rectify this situation. I see people telling me the latest tweet from PYS is that status quo, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to keep as is. We're going to keep as is. You fools. You absolute fools. You're just going to continue. You're just going to continue with the way things are going. Are you mad? Last season, you screwed up. This season, you're screwing. Okay, fine. Let's say, for instance, last season, the direction wasn't really youth. It was just scattergun approach. No problems. This season, clear direction. You want to be youthful. No problems. But this season, you think perseverance is what's needed off the back of this season. You just want to continue on, see where the youth are going. I'm telling you, all the youth in our squad right now, they're mentally devastated. You're going to develop them. You're going to develop them. You think you're going to develop Mudrik? Every single dog and cat out there knows exactly what Mudrik's all about. You think you're going to develop him? He's finished. Mudrik won't be able to develop at Chelsea Football Club. He's finito. Mudrik is damaged goods. Madueke, another one, damaged goods. Before you know it, Enzo Fernandez will become damaged goods. Caicedo probably on the way to becoming a damaged good. Levi Colwell, man got injured, man doesn't want to return back. Man wants to stay injured. Man wants to stay injured. But a man doesn't want to play left back. Nkunku, damaged goods. You think I would not be surprised one bit if this summer, Nkunku, once he gets fit, puts in a request to leave. Romeo Lavia. I'm even worried about, so we've talked about the structure. I'm even worried about our medical team. Can you keep us fit? Can you keep the players fit? Can you keep the players fit? Some of these players might even say, do you know what? It's not worth staying at Chelsea Football Club. I can't stay fit at Chelsea. So many damaged goods. And you want to just continue this way. You're so egotistic. You're so arrogant. You're looking at the table, but you're not really looking at the Premier League table. You're looking at the data. You're looking at this fake table. Fake data table that's telling you that we actually, in a hypothetical world, we should be fourth. There is the Premier League table, and then there is the data table. We are living in the data, where the data is telling us we've created a lot of chances. Our expected points is a lot higher. We should be fourth in the Champions League position. We create a lot of big chances. So eventually it's all going to turn around. Yo, you absolute tools. You absolute fools. Wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up quick. Wake up and smell the coffee. The more you concentrate on data, the closer we are going to get to relegation. I'm telling you, the closer we're going to get to the relegation. Forget your data. Start looking around you. Live in the real world. Live in the real world and then use data to complement the real world. Don't let data drive you and drive your decisions. Look, watch, feel, hear, understand, talk. And then, once you have all of that in grasp, then use the data to complement your decision. It's as if, it's like that Bell Silva. Honestly, Bell Silva was the perfect tweet. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. It's like that. It's all data. Hear nothing, see nothing, speak nothing, all data. Let the data decide. Because data is telling us, keep Pochettino. Data is telling us these players will become, all of them will become Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo levels. Data will be the death of this football club. And these guys won't even know it. They won't even know it. They won't even know it. So, This season's gone. Don't worry about this season. It's finished. There's nothing to rectify. I wouldn't be surprised if the remaining games are all similar to this 5-0. 5-0, 4-0, 3-0. I won't be surprised, because at the end of the day, what data doesn't recognize is these are human beings with emotions. I wouldn't be surprised if the playing group are absolutely demoralized. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if the playing group is totally demoralized. I will not be surprised. So this season's gone. What are you going to do for next season? Banchot. You bunch of banchots. What are you going to do with next season? That's what you need to tell me. You absolute mother chods. What are you going to do with next season? Are you simply going to sit there and just continue on with what you've been doing? Or you're actually going to now pull your finger out of your back end and change the situation? What are you going to do? Because if you continue this way and you think it's all going to somehow miraculously change, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Everyone's desperate to see all these news that's floating around. Let's feed your desperations. Let's feed your desperations. Let's see what's going on. What's going on? Who's saying what? Well, there's quite a lot of things. All right, we'll start from here. Maurizio Pochettino has questioned the club's strategy, saying the club needs to come up with a smarter strategy, and inconsistency is inevitable with such a young team. The result increases the scrutiny on Pochettino, who will hold with Chelsea officials at the end of the season amid uncertainty over his future at the club. Are you genius? Why didn't you point this out from the get-go? Huh? Why didn't you point this out when you took the job? Why you didn't realize? When you took the job, you thought you're gonna get like just prime players in their prime. You didn't see this from the get-go. Now you realize this. Now you want to speak up. Pochettino said that he took a risk joining Chelsea, and now the club needs to assess the plan and be clever. He took a risk. Oh my God. This guy. Do you know what I hate about Pochettino? Pochettino thinks he's got a big papu. Pochettino thinks he's got a big one. 10-incher. He's got a 10-incher, Pochettino thinks. This guy is so like, he never says anything, like there's no accountability with Pochettino. Honestly, there isn't. I never see this guy ever talk down, like ever take any responsibility. He's always I'm the man. These guys are stupid. I got stupid players. I got stupid owners. I got stupid director. I'm the only one. I'm the smartest one here. I'm the smartest one here. This guy, I've never ever seen him post-match coming out and saying, you know what, that was on me. That was on me. I screwed up. No. How can I say I screwed up? I got a big papu. A big papu. I never screw up. I never screw up. I screw others. This guy. What's next? Breaking business as usual at Chelsea today. The club's view is that there is still plenty to play for this season, but The club's view is that there is still plenty to play. What plenty to play, bro? Plenty to play. Plenty to play what? For this season, but pressure is building towards the summer. Business as usual. BAU. Stock standard. 5-0 defeat against Arsenal. London Derby. 5-0. Business as usual. BAU. 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 No problems. BAU. There is a sense that a parting of ways could seriously be considered, though Pochettino has been fully involved in pre-season planning. He's already fully involved for pre-season. These guys have been planning pre-season already because they know this season's a write-off. They already knew this season was a write-off. Chelsea have a long-term admiration for Ruben Amorim and could move for him if they sack Maurizio Pochettino. Roberto De Zerbi could be another option. There is a feeling he would be open to leaving Brighton this summer. Coming to the Ruben Amorim situation. Ruben Amorim, do you understand? This guy probably doesn't want the Chelsea job. He's willing to take the interview with West Ham before he even approaches us. He's willing to go to West Ham. He's willing, and the latest news is he's probably going to stay at Sporting. He's willing to even just stay at Sporting Lisbon as opposed to come to Chelsea Football Club. Amorim is no. Thank you. I'm not going to Chelsea. Me no go Chelsea. Me stay Sporting. Or me go to West Ham. Me no Chelsea. We think we're gonna get Ruben Amorim. He probably has no interest. For Chelsea. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Roberto De Zerbi, yeah, maybe he might look at this and go, yeah, Chelsea's got some level of history, obviously, and maybe he can come in and do a bit of madness. That could be a possibility. But under Roberto De Zerbi, it'll still take a bit of time. It's not going to just click into gear straight away. But I fully believe that maybe we won't be like 10th or 11th. Like, we should be better with the more sort of talented players that we have. Not all of them, but definitely some of them. Pressure is growing on Pochettino amid frustration over some decisions, but he still retains support within Chelsea, and there is recognition that he has been working within a tough set of circumstances. He's been working within a tough set of circumstances. Oh, it's so tough at Chelsea Football Club. It's so tough. When are these people, the hierarchy at Chelsea, are going to realize that regardless of the tough circumstances, which club? Like, we act as if Chelsea are the only club in the Premier League with tough circumstances. It's like an anomaly. No other club are in a tough circumstance. We're the only one with a tough circumstance. Even during tough times, you expect your manager to come up with the goods. You expect your manager to overachieve or at least meet expectations. Then what's the point? Of having someone like Pochettino? What's the point of having a manager? You really think that there's going to be a season where there won't be any tough circumstance? You really think that? You think next season, is that what they're trying to say? Next season won't be the tough circumstance. Next season will be a magical, beautiful, wonderful, sensational, fabulous season where every player will be like Superman, untouchable. You really think that? Madness can happen from anywhere. Madness can happen from anywhere. Anything can unsettle a team out of nowhere. Look at that Lukaku interview situation. Look how much that unsettled the entire team. And from there, it's been a decline for us ever since that interview. It's not just about the injuries. And even if some of these players who are injured come back, some of them are not even Pochettino players, you know. Some of them won't even, Poch won't get the best out of them. I honestly think Poch won't be able to utilize Nkunku the way he should be. I honestly think that. So this tough circumstance will always be there. You have to find ways to navigate through tough circumstances. What's going to happen, you know, now that, okay, for example, potentially Cole Palmer might be missing for next game. Cole Palmer missed Arsenal game. Cole Palmer potentially could miss the Aston Villa game. What are you going to do? You might as well just give up because it's tough circumstance. You just want to give up. Do you know how pathetic it is for a manager to come publicly and put out a challenge to his players and say, prove to me that this is Chelsea Football Club and not Cole Palmer Football Club? Do you know how pathetic that is? Do you know how pathetic that is for a club like Chelsea, the manager to come out and say that kind of stuff? Do you know how pathetic it is for a club like Chelsea, for a manager, post-match against Arsenal and say, after 3-0, our players gave up? Do you know how pathetic that is? And as Hodge said, not only you challenge the players, then the players delivered a 5-0 loss. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. That's what it tells you. Breaking sources say there is already top coaches who would be prepared to take over from Pochettino and would be excited. I'd like to think there would be. You know, some managers would be excited to come and manage Chelsea. I'd like to think that. Chelsea could consider offers from Saudi Arabia for Sterling, but he doesn't want to leave. Why would he want to leave? 300 plus K, 350, whatever, 300K per week. Why would he want to leave? And he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. That's not the kind of a lifestyle that he would appreciate. Saudi Arabia is not for everyone. He may not want to go there, even if it's for a lot more money. He came to Chelsea Football Club to be closer to his mum. There's no reason for him to go. So we're stuck with him. And we just have to hope that his form somehow turns around. And now it looks like he's not even favored. He doesn't even start anymore. He's off the bench. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. As I said, the message to the Chelsea owners is that change the damn model. Get a nicer model. More sexier model. Yeah? Change the model. Because the model we have right now is disgusting. No one's looking at that model. Hideous model. Hideous. Nicholas Jackson. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm sorry I let you guys down. I felt too easy to score. Felt too easy to score. Yeah, nice one. Please, Miz, before you go, can you say Benoit? Benoit. Benoit. Yeah, Benoit Badiashile. Yeah, another one that needs to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys later tonight, wrapping up the day's news. I'm pretty sure a whole heap of other nonsense that will come. I'm very interested to watch Crystal Palace tonight. I'm very interested to watch Crystal Palace because Michael Glasner, I believe that's his name, he's doing a bit of madness for Crystal Palace. I'm interested to watch them. Obviously interested to watch Olise and Eze. Same group of players literally a few weeks ago under Roy Hodgson was playing the most dirtiest type of football, most disgusting type of football. Now all of a sudden, under Oliver Glasner, sorry, under Oliver Glasner, they're playing this totally different brand of football. How are they able to do this so quickly? And we cannot. we cannot. We cannot. Especially having a manager for nearly a whole season, we can't seem to play his level of football. All right. Take care. See ya. Bye.